Do you want to know how to hit your first 1 million views on Pinterest? Looking for ways to increase your Pinterest monthly impressions? Maybe you're stuck. Maybe your account isn't growing. Maybe you're having a hard time hitting that 200,000, 500,000, and that lovely 1 million goal. If so, this is the video for you. So hey there, it's Natalie Bardo, your Pinterest coach here. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, letting YouTube know you love Pinterest marketing tips, and be sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got weekly Pinterest training videos coming your way. Okay, we've got to talk about monthly impressions on Pinterest. I might know a little something about that because I'm currently sitting at around 9 million monthly impressions. And the strategies that I'm going to share with you in this video have helped me to grow my account astronomically over the last month. And I want you to be able to do the same thing. So here's the thing about monthly impressions or monthly views. A view or an impression simply means that your pin was on someone's screen. So whether they were on desktop or mobile, it simply means that your pin loaded and it was visible there. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody actually saw your pin there, because as you know, when you go to the Pinterest website, you see a lot of pins. So that's all an impression stands for. It just means that your pin was visible to a viewer. There's also a lot of debate out there, and everyone, loves to say monthly impressions don't matter. Okay, sure, they are not the most telling or even the most important metric when it comes to Pinterest marketing. You want to ensure that you've got outbound clicks to your website because for most of us, that's where the magic happens. That's where how we get subscribers. That's how we make sales, whether that's affiliate marketing or to our own products. That's how we grow our email lists. That's how we even make ad revenue. So outbound clicks is important, but monthly impressions can be an indication of how many monthly clicks you have on your site. Not always. I've been on the back end of a few sites that have close to how many impressions I have on my account, but the click-through rate is not the same. So I want to make sure that you are getting monthly impressions and that you do hit your 1 million, but that you get there the right way. Because you want to make sure that when you do hit 1 million impressions, that those impressions are for your pins, right? And that when people see those pins, they're clicking to your website. Because here's the thing, monthly impressions on an account, that number we see shown off on everyone's profile page, all it means is that collectively all the pins on that profile, maybe none of them actually belong to the claimed website of the account holder. It can be pins that you save from other users, and it also includes your own pins. So don't be fooled by monthly impressions. You want to make sure that it's monthly impressions to your website. And here's the thing. Yes, people love to say that monthly impressions don't matter, but for my account, I have seen that when my monthly impressions skyrocket, so does my income, so does my subscribers. So as you can see here, monthly impressions went up, sales went up, subscribers went up, ad revenue went up. So use the strategies that I'm going to share with you in this video to ensure that, yes, you hit 1 million impressions, but that the majority of those impressions are your own. So I want you to go to analytics and just take a look. I want you to get to 1 million, but I want you to see where your impressions are coming from right now. So you can see right here, these are total impressions, but you want to click down to claimed account. This is my website. And you can see of the 9.5 million impressions in the last 30 days, 9.4 of them are my own. This is what you want. That means when my impressions go up, all my other metrics go up too, because those impressions are coming from my own pins. Okay, this is key. So go in and see if there's a huge drop when you narrow down to your own website. Okay, so let's get right to it. Here are 5 ways for you to hit 1 million monthly impressions, and I'm putting them in order of importance. So the first way that you can increase your impressions this month is to create seasonal content. Create seasonal content. I had to say that twice because it is so important, yet so many people don't even make the attempt. By creating seasonal content, You get to take advantage of seasonal flows and not just the ebbs that happen. During high peak seasons, when people are on Pinterest, planning for holidays, planning for celebrations, planning for big days, you want to take advantage of that. You want to make sure that when traffic goes up, you are getting a piece of the pie. So that simply means you need to start creating content that is tied to the season. So that's holiday content, whether we're talking Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Easter, summer vacation. These are high peak seasons where people are spending time on Pinterest looking for solutions. So you do not want to miss out on that. That is simply put how I grew from around 5 million in November all the way up to 9.5 million because of that crazy increase I see throughout the seasons. That's my highest season for traffic. So when you position your content and your pins for the seasons, you're going to get an increase in monthly views. So start planning your content for the holidays. I want you to actually click down below and get my free seasonal content planner that lists all the holidays and seasons of the year so that you can start planning and positioning your content to take advantage of these seasonal peaks. I also got this helpful video on planning seasonal content, so I encourage you to check it out. This is my #1 way that I increase my monthly impression, because you want to create content that pinners are searching for. So when you create seasonal content, say for example, everyone's looking for summer recipes. You start posting summer recipes, your content is going to be found. Therefore, you by default increase your monthly views. You want to take advantage of the next few tips as well to tie it all together. So the second way for you to hit 1 million monthly impressions is to target high volume niches. Here's the thing, not all niches perform the same on Pinterest. This is why some people who have accounts can have an easier time of getting traffic from Pinterest. Some of the highest volume niches are home decor, art and design, food and drinks, DIY and crafts. This is where the bulk of searches happen on Pinterest. It's naturally where most of the users are gravitating to. That's why people in these niches have an easier time getting traffic than, say, for example, someone who's in a niche like business or even pets or, you know, some smaller, even super niches, right? So here's the problem. If you're super niche down, you are narrowing the potential for people to find your content because no one's searching for it, or just a small amount of users are searching for it. You need to widen the appeal of your content. Yes, you can be niche. You can be focused on something super specific, but your true success is going to come from being able to attract a wider audience. And you can do so by tying your content to these larger niches. So say, for example, you're in finance, which is actually not a huge niche on Pinterest. It's not one of the largest, but you can tie finance to home decor, how to finance your home decor projects. Or for example, another smaller niche is careers. So how to have a career in art and design. So you're going to take that smaller niche and you're going to tie it to something that's larger. And to know all about this, I encourage you to check out Audience Insights on Pinterest. Right in there, it lists what the top niches are. It also lists what your audience is interested in. So by targeting what your audience is actually interested in, you can increase your monthly impressions because Pinterest is more likely to show that content that you're creating to them. It's all about getting that wider appeal. That's going to increase your monthly impressions like that. All right, so the third way that you can hit 1 million impressions on Pinterest is to encourage saves. Here's the thing, when someone saves your pin, they're adding it to their profile and saving it to their boards, which means that their followers can see your pin, therefore increasing monthly impressions. You're starting to see how it works. You want to get more eyeballs on your content. So 2 great ways to increase saves is to add a save for later call to action right on your pin. Tell them to save it. Another way to increase the saves on your pins and therefore your monthly impressions is to participate in Tailwind communities. Inside these communities, you will find other content creators in your niche who are saving pins to their boards that are relevantly titled and SEO'd, therefore exposing your pins and your content to their audience. This is an easy way for you to increase the monthly impressions and views on your pins. You want to increase those saves, all right? Also, certain types of pins have higher save rates, like infographics. They have a lot of information, or even pins that list questions like reflection questions, affirmations, and also quote pins have a high save rate. Quote pins get a lot of monthly impressions on Pinterest. So the fourth way for you to hit 1 million monthly impressions on Pinterest is to SEO your pins properly. Remember, you want your pins to be found and seen by more users. That's how you increase your monthly impressions. The purpose of search engine optimization is to ensure that if someone is searching for the content you provide, they find it. Most specifically, that Pinterest knows and can then serve up your pin in search results, therefore increasing your monthly impressions. So you want to make sure that you are using keywords in all the right places, in your pin titles, your pin descriptions, but also in your boards. You're going to want to check out this video on how to pin SEO your content so that you can also use this tactic to increase your monthly views. You want to be found in search. That is a great and passive way to increase your monthly impressions because you do your SEO when you create your content, when you save that pin the first time. So just do it once and then reap the benefits for months and years to come. So many of my pins that bring in high impressions, it's just from a pin I saved once to a great board that was optimized the first time. So the fifth way for you to hit 1 million monthly impressions or views on your Pinterest profile is to create stunning pins. All right, you want to create beautiful pins. You want to go the extra mile. You want to be really careful in the images that you choose. You want to make sure that text is crisp and clear, that people can see it, that they want to save it, okay? That they want to click on it. This is one of the great ways that you can actually create a pin that goes viral, is to make sure that it checks all of those boxes visually, but also on a content side. So when you create that seasonal pin that targets those high volume niches, that is SEO'd properly and has a stunning pin and encourages the save, wow, you're going to hit 1 million impressions in no time. So take the extra time to design those beautiful pins, choose stunning images. And also you want to keep in mind the types of pins you're designing. You want to make sure that you design multiple pins per piece of content, that they're all distinct, different, and stunning in their own right. This is going to give you the best chance of having one pin that seriously takes off and goes viral. Because here's the thing. We can think about hitting 1 million impressions one of two ways. There's the quality and the quantity, okay? So you can have lots of low quality pins that collectively add up to 1 million, or you can just have a handful of super stunning pins that get you to that 1 million threshold. So say, for example, right here, 5 of my top performing pins alone is over 1 million impressions each month. So that's all you need, is to have a handful of really amazing pins. But the odds of that happening for you are going to increase when you start taking that extra bit of care designing those beautiful pins. And you want to roll this all together. Seasonal content that targets high volume keywords, that encourages the saves, that is using proper pin SEO, and that of course is all packaged in a stunning pin design. So I hope these tips are helpful for you and that this is going to be the month where you hit 1 million impressions. As long as you're seeing growth, you are on the right track. Keep going, keep improving your pin designs, and hit that 1 million impressions. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I love being your Pinterest coach. And stick around, you're going to find this video helpful as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.